one declaration can change everything. That's not a cliché, it's not a hopeful wish. It's a truth that has the power to shift your life, your finances, and your future. If you've ever struggled, ever felt as if wealth was out of your reach, then know this: the key to unlocking it has always been within your grasp. It's not in your job title, your degrees, or your hustle. It's not in the market, in the economy, or in your luck. The key is in one simple, profound, and often overlooked tool: the words you speak. The words you speak are not just casual remarks or polite conversation. No. The words you speak are the most powerful force in your life. They are either building your future or burying it. Let me ask you, what have you been saying about your finances? What have you been declaring over your wealth? Most people, without even realizing it, are using their words to lock themselves in a prison of poverty. They say things like, "I can't afford it," "money doesn't grow on trees," "I'll never get ahead," or "it's just not in the cards for me." These words, simple as they may seem, are curses. They are declarations of limitation, lack, and scarcity. And when you speak them, the universe listens. It responds by keeping you stuck in the very cycle you're declaring. But there's another way, a divine way. Imagine, just for a moment, a different reality. One where the words you speak don't trap you in struggle, but lift you into abundance. Imagine waking up every morning knowing that you are a magnet for wealth, that every dollar you need is already on its way. Imagine a life where money flows to you effortlessly, because you've aligned yourself with the divine frequency of wealth. The good news is, this isn't a dream. It's a reality that is available to you right now, the moment you change what you say, the moment you declare that you are worthy of abundance, the moment you speak the right words in rhythm with divine law. There is a single declaration, a statement of truth, that will shift the very fabric of your reality. It is the key that unlocks the door to unlimited wealth, prosperity, and freedom. It's not about working harder or getting lucky. It's about speaking with power, with authority, and with conviction. This declaration holds the power to change everything, and I am going to reveal it to you in just a moment. But first, let's take a moment to reflect. What if your words could change your financial reality today? What if the fear and struggle that have defined your financial life for so long could simply vanish with a single statement? What if the path to your prosperity, your financial freedom, and your ultimate success was as simple as changing the way you speak? The truth is, it is. You don't have to wait for a miracle. You don't have to depend on external circumstances or the fleeting ups and downs of life. You can command your wealth right now with your words. So I'm asking you to imagine the life you've always wanted. A life where money is no longer a source of stress or struggle, but a tool to help you live with freedom, joy, and purpose. This is not a fantasy. This is the life waiting for you the moment you speak the words that align with divine abundance. Type this in the comments right now. My words are law. Because, once you make this declaration, you are no longer a passive observer of your circumstances. You are the creator of your destiny. And this is just the beginning. Wealth is not controlled by the stock market, your job title, or even luck. It's not a random event that happens to some and not to others. Wealth, true abundance, flows through one powerful avenue: your word. It is not just your thoughts or intentions that bring prosperity. It's the words you speak into the world. This may sound simple, even too simple to be true. After all, how can something as seemingly mundane as words be the key to wealth? Yet, if we understand the truth of Florence Scovel Shinn's teaching that your word is your wand, we realize that the words we speak are not just sounds, they are creative forces. The moment you speak, your words send out vibrations into the universe, shaping your reality in ways you might not even realize. This is the law of the word, the foundational law that governs all other spiritual laws of wealth. It's a law that aligns us with divine abundance or divine lack, depending on the words we choose. Words are not just noise, they are the forces that create the fabric of our lives. They are seeds, and every word you speak plants either a seed of scarcity or a seed of abundance. Let's stop for a moment and consider this. How many times have you spoken words like, "I can't afford this," or "money is hard to come by," or even, "I'm broke again"? These words, as harmless as they may seem in the moment, are statements of lack. And what happens when you speak these words? The universe listens, and it mirrors them back to you. The law of the word doesn't question, it simply obeys. So when you say, I'm broke, it responds by making sure you stay that way. It doesn't care whether you were joking or not. It doesn't care whether you were just venting. All it hears is your command, and that command shapes your life. But now, imagine saying, I am supplied, I am abundant, I am the channel through which wealth flows. When you speak these words, the universe responds differently. It hears your command, and just as divine law fulfills its purpose without question, it begins to align your world with your new vibration of abundance. This is the magic of the law of the word. When Florence Scovel Shinn said, your word is your wand, she was revealing the secret to divine manifestation. Words are more than mere sounds. They are the building blocks of your reality. Your words shape your world, create your opportunities, and magnetize wealth into your life. And it's not just about being positive or optimistic. It's about being deliberate with your language. Every word, every phrase, every sentence you speak carries weight. Every word you speak creates wealth in your life. This is a principle that can never be overstated. When you speak wealth into existence, when you affirm abundance with your words, you are calling upon the divine forces that are always ready to assist you. Your words act as a divine magnet for financial freedom, for opportunities, and for success. Now let's talk about the contrast. What happens when you joke about being broke or playfully say, I can't afford it? You're sending a message to the universe that you are disconnected from wealth, that you believe there is scarcity in your life. And the universe, in its infinite wisdom, will comply. But the moment you say, I am the channel of divine abundance, or I am a magnet for wealth, the universe shifts in response to your new declaration. It's not just about saying these words, it's about believing them with every fiber of your being. If you want to know the secret to financial abundance, it's not in more effort, more work, or more hustle. It's in speaking the right words. It's in aligning yourself with the frequencies of prosperity by choosing to speak only what you wish to see manifest. Let's take a deeper look at this. Imagine two people. One is constantly talking about how broke they are, joking with friends, saying things like, I'm always behind, or I'll never be rich. What do you think their financial reality will look like? It will be one of struggle, of scarcity, of always chasing after something that seems just out of reach. Now imagine someone who, no matter the circumstances, only speaks in alignment with wealth. They say, I am wealthy, I am abundant, money flows to me effortlessly. Their reality begins to shift. They begin to attract opportunities, clients, and wealth, because their words are aligned with their divine inheritance. The truth is, your words hold the power to open the door to wealth or keep it locked shut. And this is where so many miss the mark. They underestimate the power of words. But when you embrace this law, when you begin to speak from a place of abundance, the universe cannot help but respond. So what's the next step? It's simple. Align your words with your desires. Every time you speak, make sure your words are in harmony with the life you wish to create. Say, I am a magnet for wealth, even when your bank account doesn't reflect it yet. Speak abundance over your life, and watch as your reality begins to shift. Here's your challenge for the next 7. For the next week, repeat this affirmation daily, morning and night. I only speak what I wish to see. Commit to speaking wealth, abundance, and prosperity over your life every single day. Say it when you wake up, say it when you go to bed, and say it whenever you feel doubt creeping in. Let your words be your wand. Speak with the confidence of someone who knows that their prosperity is guaranteed. Your words are not just words, they are the keys to your kingdom. You see, the law of the word is not just about manifesting wealth in the physical world. It's about aligning your entire being with the truth of divine abundance. The more you speak it, the more your mind, body, and spirit will align with it. And when your whole being is aligned with the rhythm of divine law, wealth cannot help but flow to you. There's a profound truth that many overlook. One declaration can carry more creative force than years of struggle, hustle, or effort. Think about that for a moment. You may have heard the saying, when you speak, you create your world. This is not just a poetic phrase. It's the spiritual law that governs all creation. Your words carry power, more power than you've been taught to understand. And that power is not only limited to what you say, it's in how you say it, the frequency behind it, and most importantly, the identity that you claim when you speak. What makes this so powerful is that words align with identity. When your identity, your voice, and your vibration are all in alignment, that's when the universe can no longer deny you. But let's take it one step further. When you declare your divine inheritance, when you align your voice with your identity, and when your vibration matches that of the wealth you desire, the shift happens instantly. It can take 24 hours, 48 hours, or sometimes even by morning. I know this may sound unbelievable, but I've seen it happen in my own life, and I've seen it happen in the lives of countless others. I've witnessed people who just days before were struggling financially, suddenly experiencing unexpected wealth after speaking one powerful declaration. You've seen it too, in stories of people who went from being broke to becoming millionaires, sometimes overnight. And you may have asked yourself, what was the difference? What changed? It wasn't a sudden surge of effort. It wasn't the stroke of luck. It was a shift in their declaration, a conscious, deliberate decision to align their identity with divine law and to speak with authority. When their words matched their desires, when their voice commanded the universe to respond, that's when everything changed. They made one divine declaration, and the rest of their lives were forever altered. This is where the magic happens. Your voice is currency. The moment you speak, you command the flow of money. The universe doesn't hesitate or question. It simply responds to the vibrations of truth you put out. That's why it's so important to align your words with the wealth you desire. But the key is not in waiting for external conditions to align. It's in declaring that your wealth is already here. It's in stepping into the identity of abundance and speaking from that place. My voice is currency. Money moves when I speak. When you speak these words, you are aligning your voice, your vibration, and your identity with the natural law of abundance. The moment you speak this declaration, everything starts to shift. Your voice becomes a magnet for wealth. You are no longer waiting for the world to give you what you need. You are creating it with every word you speak. This is the true power of a single declaration. It shifts your vibration, it shifts your identity, and it opens the floodgates of wealth. Now, I want you to experience this power for yourself. Pause this video for a moment and say this declaration aloud. Money obeys my word. Feel the power in those words. Speak them with authority. Speak them with the certainty that they are true, because they are. As you speak these words, you are aligning yourself with divine law, and you are commanding wealth to move towards you. Once you've said it, comment below with "Money obeys my word." Declare it to the universe. Declare it to yourself. This declaration isn't just an affirmation, it's a covenant. It's a powerful reminder that you are the one in charge of your financial reality. When you say these words, you are stepping into your power, commanding wealth, and locking in your divine inheritance. Let's not fool ourselves. Many people spend years trying to make money, struggling and stressing over every penny. But what they lack is the awareness that wealth responds to words, to vibrations, and to the frequency of their beliefs. They forget that one declaration, spoken with conviction, can change the entire course of their financial life. And the beauty of this is, it's not a one-time thing. Every day, every moment, you have the opportunity to speak wealth into existence. You are not a passive recipient of what life throws at you. You are the creator, the commander, and the sovereign of your own financial reality. When you learn to harness the power of your words, wealth becomes your natural state of being. So remember, one declaration can change everything. It is the moment your life shifts from lack to abundance, from struggle to ease, from confusion to clarity. It is the key that opens the vault of divine wealth. Speak it, believe it, and watch as your world begins to align with your new reality. It's easy to get caught up in the trap of contradictory words. We've all been there, haven't we? We speak of wealth and abundance one moment, only to turn around and say something that contradicts that very declaration the next. It's as if we're living two different realities, one of possibility and another of limitation, and the world reflects that confusion back to us. The trap is simple, but it's also insidious. Most people unknowingly block their own wealth by using careless words. They speak of abundance, prosperity, and dreams of financial freedom, but then follow it up with words of lack, fear, and struggle. We say things like, I can't afford that, money doesn't grow on trees, or I'll never get ahead. In doing so, we contradict everything we've just spoken into existence. We plant seeds of scarcity, and the universe, which responds to the vibrational energy of our words, mirrors that back to us. It's not the intention behind our words that governs the law, it's the vibration. Let me explain how this works. Divine law is exact. It doesn't care about your intentions or your emotions. It doesn't listen to what you mean to say. It only hears what you do say. It doesn't weigh your words based on how you feel in the moment. It responds to the energy you put out, the vibration behind the words you speak. And when those words are contradictory, when you speak abundance one moment and lack the next, the universe has no choice but to reflect back that confusion. It has to mirror the vibration, whether it's one of prosperity or scarcity. If you say, I am abundant, but then immediately follow it with, I can't afford this, you've just canceled out your declaration of wealth. You've planted seeds of scarcity right after planting seeds of abundance. And the harvest is always the sum of what's planted, not the intention behind the planting. Take a moment and think about this. How many times have you said, I'm so broke, or I'm struggling? How many times have you joked about not being able to afford something, or used humor as a defense for your financial struggles? In those moments, you're not just venting or making a joke, you're planting seeds of limitation. You are programming your own scarcity. Now, I'm not saying you need to become robotic and say, I am wealthy even when you're broke. What I'm saying is that you must align your words with the truth of divine law, with the truth of your abundance. Even if you don't have the money you want right now, you must declare that it is on its way. Speak the truth of divine supply into your life, instead of speaking fear, lack, or struggle. Here's the thing, you don't have to be perfect, but you do have to be consistent. You have to choose your words carefully, and you must be aware of the contradictory messages you're sending. For instance, instead of saying, I can't afford this, say, my supply meets every demand on time. Instead of, I'm broke, say, I am abundant, I am always provided for. Instead of, I'll never get ahead, say, my wealth is already in motion, money flows to me effortlessly. These affirmations, though simple, are powerful because they align your vibration with divine law. They tell the universe exactly what you want, not what you don't want. And when your words are consistent with your desires, the universe has no choice but to manifest those desires. This is where the true power lies, in replacing contradictory words with affirmative declarations. Every time you speak something that contradicts your prosperity, stop, reset, and replace it with a word of abundance. It's not about denying reality, it's about aligning with truth. The truth is that you are abundant, you are supplied, and you are worthy of all the wealth the universe has to offer. So speak it into existence. This might not feel natural at first. It's easy to slip into old patterns, especially when we've been conditioned to speak about lack and struggle. But the more you practice replacing those words, the more natural it will become. And soon, your reality will begin to shift. The law of the word doesn't respond to trying, it responds to consistency and conviction. So let's make a decision right now. I am going to cancel every agreement with lack. No more joking about being broke. No more accepting limitation as true. We are going to speak the truth of divine wealth and prosperity, and we are going to do it consistently until it becomes the new rhythm of our lives. I invite you to type this affirmation in the comments below. I cancel every agreement with lack. Speak it, claim it, and know that as you declare this, you are taking a bold step towards aligning with divine law, towards commanding your wealth, and towards stepping into the abundance that has always been yours. There is an extraordinary truth that most people fail to realize. Within one powerful declaration, all 7 divine laws of wealth are activated. These 7 laws, the law of the word, the law of circulation, the law of assumption, the law of tithing, the law of agreement, the law of identity, and the law of obedience, are all encoded in a single, spiritually charged statement. This declaration, when spoken with deep conviction, has the power to unlock the flow of wealth and prosperity in your life, aligning every part of your being with the divine frequency of abundance. Let's break down these 7 laws and understand how they're hidden within one simple declaration. The first law is perhaps the most obvious, yet it's the one most often misunderstood. Your words create your world. The law of the word says that the words you speak are the seeds of your reality. When you speak with power and authority, especially in alignment with divine truth, you command the universe to respond. A single declaration like, "I am supplied with all that I need and more," activates this law. When you say it, you are opening the gates of abundance and aligning your reality with the spiritual forces of wealth. This law teaches you that your words are your wand. Your language shapes the world around you. The law of circulation says that money is meant to move. It's a flow, a current that circulates in and out of your life. To keep the flow going, you must give generously, not just with your money, but with your energy, your time, your love, and your resources. The declaration, "I give and I receive in abundance," activates this law. When you say this, you're affirming that you are part of the circulation of wealth, and the universe responds by bringing more wealth into your life. If you hold on to your money out of fear, you block the flow. But when you speak the truth of circulation, the universe rushes to replenish your giving. The law of assumption is one of the most powerful, yet it's often overlooked. This law tells you that you must live as though the thing you desire is already yours. It's not about waiting for external circumstances to change, it's about changing your internal state to match the wealth you wish to receive. A declaration like, "I am walking in the abundance I've already received," activates the law of assumption. When you assume your wealth, your mind, body, and spirit align with it, and the universe has no choice but to manifest it into your reality. If you live in the vibration of lack, you will manifest more of it. But when you step into the vibration of already having, the universe rearranges itself to make your assumption a reality. The law of tithing is not about religious obligation, it's about spiritual alignment. When you give, you are affirming that you believe in the abundance of the universe, and you trust that there is always more where that came from. The declaration, "I tithe with gratitude, and my wealth multiplies," activates this law. Tithing, in this context, means giving in faith, not out of duty or fear, but as an acknowledgement that the universe is your ultimate source of supply. When you give with the intention of receiving, you are setting in motion the flow of abundance. This law is not about the amount you give, but about the energy behind the gift. The law of agreement is powerful because it brings into focus the harmony between what you say, what you believe, and what you expect. You cannot say one thing and expect another. When you affirm, "I am in agreement with divine wealth and abundance," you align your words, beliefs, and expectations. If your thoughts and words are contradictory, if you say, "I am abundant," but still believe, "I'll never be wealthy," or "money is hard to come by," the universe becomes confused. But when your inner and outer worlds are in agreement, wealth flows effortlessly. The law of agreement requires consistency. What you speak must align with what you expect, and your actions must support that alignment. The law of identity says that you can only receive what your identity can hold. If you see yourself as someone who struggles with money, then that is the reality you will live in. But when you declare, "I am the channel through which divine wealth flows," you are shifting your identity. You are no longer identifying as a victim of financial hardship. You are identifying as someone who is divinely equipped to receive and manage wealth. Your identity becomes the vessel through which abundance flows. The moment you step into the identity of abundance, everything in your life begins to reflect it. Finally, the law of obedience says that wealth is governed by consistent and disciplined action in alignment with divine law. The universe does not respond to hesitation, doubt, or wishful thinking. It responds to obedience. When you make the declaration, "I obey divine law and wealth must obey me," you are committing to the consistent practice of speaking, acting, and living in alignment with these divine laws. Obedience is not about perfection, it's about consistency and willingness to follow the divine rhythm of prosperity. This law tells you that wealth is not a fluke, it's a consequence of your obedient alignment with divine law. Now, what makes this all so powerful is that a single declaration spoken with full conviction activates all 7 of these laws simultaneously. When you speak the phrase, "I am the channel of divine wealth, money moves when I speak," you are activating the law of the word, the law of circulation, the law of assumption, the law of tithing, the law of agreement, the law of identity, and the law of obedience all at once. This is the beauty of a divine declaration. It's not just words, It's a multidimensional force that aligns your words, your actions, and your beliefs with the infinite flow of abundance. My words create my wealth. Money flows freely to me because I am in divine circulation. I assume wealth is already mine, and it manifests now. I tithe with gratitude, and my wealth multiplies. I agree with divine abundance, and it flows effortlessly to me. I obey divine law, and wealth must obey me. Challenge. For the next 7 days, repeat each of these laws aloud tonight before bed. Let each of these affirmations settle deep into your subconscious mind. As you speak these truths, feel them taking root in your spirit. Let them become the rhythm of your life. When you speak these affirmations, you are not merely repeating words, you are aligning yourself with divine prosperity. And the more you align with these laws, the more your financial reality will reflect them. In the pursuit of wealth, there's a powerful, often overlooked truth that can make all the difference. Assumption collapses time. Let that sink in for a moment. You don't need to wait for some external event, some external change, or some perfect moment to step into wealth. You can assume your wealth now. The law of assumption is the principle that teaches you to live as though your wealth is already a reality, not some distant dream. You've probably heard people say, "I'll be successful when," or "I'll be wealthy once I have." These people are living in a constant state of waiting for the right time, the right opportunity, the right moment. But the law of assumption teaches us something radically different. You don't have to wait for external circumstances to change. You assume your wealth, your success, and your prosperity right now. When you declare, "I am already supplied," you shift your vibration instantly. You align your energy, your thoughts, and your actions with the reality of your desired wealth. The key here is that wealth is not something that happens in the future, it's something that happens now, the moment you begin to assume it. The power of assumption. Assumption is more than just thinking positively, it's about embodying the reality you wish to create. Imagine if you lived every day as though you were already a billionaire. How would you carry yourself? How would you speak? How would you approach your finances, your work, your relationship? You would move, speak, and make decisions with a certainty that wealth is already yours. This is the power of assumption. Now let's look at two contrasts. The first is someone who is always waiting. They say things like, "I'll be rich when I get that promotion," or "I'll have money once I pay off my debts." These are future-based declarations. They place wealth in the future, and as long as you do that, wealth will always remain in the future. No matter how hard you work, no matter how much you strive, you will always be living in a state of waiting. On the other hand, those who embody wealth today say things like, "I am already supplied." They don't wait for wealth to come to them. They assume it. They don't look for circumstances to change before they start acting in abundance. They act as though abundance is already here. When you live in the state of already being wealthy, you draw wealth to you effortlessly. This is where the true power of the law of assumption lies. It's not about doing more, working harder, or waiting for the right circumstances. It's about assuming that everything you need is already on its way to you, and aligning your actions and thoughts with that truth. It's as simple as this. When you assume wealth, you step into the vibration of wealth. Your words, actions, and beliefs all begin to align with that assumption. The universe responds to that alignment by delivering the wealth and abundance you've already assumed. And here's the catch. When you live as though your wealth is already done, you send a clear message to the universe. You are saying, "I belong in the flow of wealth. I am ready to receive it now." The universe has no choice but to respond to your certainty. The more confident and clear you are in your assumption, the quicker your wealth will manifest. Now, let's look at how language plays a crucial role in this. Most people live in the vibration of waiting because of the words they use. They say things like, "I hope one day I'll be rich," or "if only I had more money." These are words of lack. These words place wealth in the future, and the universe hears them and mirrors back to you more waiting, more hoping, and more lack. But when you change your language and assume your wealth with statements like, "I am already supplied," or "money flows to me effortlessly," you are speaking from a place of abundance. You are affirming that wealth is already a part of your present reality, and the universe responds by matching that assumption. The words you speak are not just casual phrases. They are the energy that shapes your world. So every time you speak from the place of abundance, you align your reality with that abundance. Let's practice this now. I want you to repeat after me. I walk as a billionaire now. I assume that money flows to me effortlessly because I assume it. I am already supplied with all that I need. I embody the frequency of abundance right now. I live as though my wealth is already done. Feel each affirmation settling into your mind, body, and soul. As you speak these words, you are creating the life you want to live. You are assuming your wealth, and the universe is already beginning to adjust in response to your new, powerful assumption. Now, I want you to pause for a moment. Say this affirmation aloud. I live as though my wealth is already done. Say it with conviction. Say it with certainty. Say it as though it is already true, because in the divine world, it already is. Once you've said it, comment below. I live as though my wealth is already done. This simple act of declaration, this shift in identity and assumption, is all it takes to change the course of your financial reality. When you assume your wealth, you stop waiting, you stop striving, and you begin to receive. The law of assumption is not about hoping for change, it's about becoming the change. And the moment you assume your wealth, wealth cannot help but find its way to you. There is an ancient law that governs the universe, and it has everything to do with the rhythm of repetition. Repetition is the key to reprogramming your subconscious mind, and it's through this process that wealth can begin to flow freely into your life. You see, the only thing standing between you and your wealth is your subconscious mind. It's not the economy, not your job, and not your circumstance. The only true barrier to wealth manifestation is inner contradiction. The conflicting beliefs and thoughts you hold within you that say, I can't have this, or I don't deserve this. In order to manifest the wealth you desire, you must first reprogram your subconscious to believe that wealth is your birthright, and that abundance is already here. And the only way to do this is through the consistent, rhythmic repetition of the right declaration. When you speak a powerful affirmation, the words themselves are like seeds that begin to plant new ideas in your mind. But here's the thing, your conscious mind is just the tip of the iceberg. The subconscious mind is where the real magic happens. It's like the deep ocean beneath the surface of the water, constantly influencing your thoughts, feelings, and actions. In order for wealth to manifest, you must program your subconscious to align with the truth of your abundance. You may be wondering, why must I repeat these declarations? The reason is simple. Repetition rewires the brain. It's not enough to say something once and expect it to change your life. You must speak your new reality with such consistency that it becomes a deeply ingrained part of your subconscious programming. Every time you repeat your declaration, you are telling your subconscious mind that this is the truth, and that truth then becomes your reality. Think of it this way. When you repeat an affirmation, you're creating a new neural pathway in your brain. The more you repeat that pathway, the stronger it becomes. Eventually, the thought you once consciously had to focus on becomes an automatic belief that governs your thoughts, your actions, and ultimately your life. The key to manifesting wealth is not in working harder or accumulating more strategies, it's in reprogramming your mind to expect wealth as your natural state. Most people fail to manifest wealth because they hold contradictory beliefs about money. They may declare, I am a millionaire, yet deep down they don't believe it. They may say, I am abundant, but their subconscious mind still operates from a place of lack. This inner contradiction is the most powerful block to wealth manifestation. When your conscious mind says one thing and your subconscious mind says another, you create an internal tug of war. Your conscious mind wants abundance, but your subconscious mind holds on to old patterns of fear, doubt, and scarcity. This conflict makes it impossible to manifest wealth. But here's the good news. By repeating your affirmations with conviction and consistency, you can erase these contradictions. Every time you declare your abundance, you are gently persuading your subconscious mind to accept this new truth. Over time, this new belief will become your default mode of thinking, and wealth will begin to flow to you effortlessly. Now that we understand the power of repetition and the importance of aligning the conscious and subconscious, it's time to dive into a practical, 3-step practice that will help you reprogram your subconscious and manifest wealth. This practice will ensure that your words become powerful, consistent, and rhythmic, leading to the rapid manifestation of your desires. The first thing you do in the morning is crucial. This is the moment when your mind is most receptive, right after you wake up. Your subconscious mind is like a sponge, soaking in whatever thoughts or words you expose it to. The first thought that enters your mind in the morning is often the one that will shape your day. This is where your morning command comes in. The moment you wake up, before you even get out of bed, declare your abundance. Speak the words with authority and power. I am abundant. Money flows to me effortlessly today. I am a magnet for wealth and success. Feel the power in those words. Say them with conviction, as if they are already true. This sets the tone for your entire day, aligning your thoughts, actions, and energy with the wealth you are about to receive. Throughout the day, you will inevitably face moments when negative or fearful thoughts arise. You may find yourself thinking about bills, scarcity, or limitations. When this happens, you must interrupt those thoughts with your midday substitution practice. This means that when fear or doubt surfaces, you immediately replace it with a positive affirmation that aligns with wealth. For example, if you start thinking, I can't afford that, immediately stop and declare, my supply meets every demand on time, and I am always provided for. This practice ensures that no matter what happens during the day, you are constantly recalibrating your thoughts and energy to align with divine abundance. Finally, your evening seal is a powerful moment to seal the work you've done throughout the day. Just before you go to sleep, take a few moments to declare your abundance once again. Speak these words. I am grateful for all that I have received today. I have been supplied, and tomorrow is already filled with limitless wealth and opportunities. Feel the gratitude in your heart as you speak. Gratitude is the key that unlocks the flow of divine supply. When you go to bed in this state of gratitude and abundance, your subconscious mind continues working on your behalf as you sleep, preparing you to receive more wealth when you wake up. As you practice the morning command, midday substitution, and evening seal, repeat this hypnotic affirmation loop throughout the day. Let these words become the rhythm of your life. I am abundant. Wealth flows to me now. Money moves easily through my life. I am the channel for divine wealth. My supply is unlimited, and I receive with ease. Every action I take leads to greater prosperity. Feel these affirmations seep deep into your soul, becoming not just words but the truth you live by. Repeat them daily with power, conviction, and rhythm. In doing so, you will reprogram your subconscious mind to automatically accept the truth of your abundance. Here's your challenge. For the next 14 days, declare wealth morning, noon, and night. Say these powerful affirmations aloud, and feel their energy shift your vibration. Write this affirmation in the comments. I declare wealth morning, noon, and night for 4. Let your declaration become your rhythm, and watch as your subconscious mind starts to align with the divine flow of abundance. This is the practice that will change your financial reality forever. The most powerful force that governs your ability to manifest wealth is your identity. Wealth cannot exceed the identity you hold. If you see yourself as someone who is always struggling with money, that is the reality that the universe will continue to mirror back to you. But when you shift your identity, when you see yourself as someone who is in command of divine wealth, you activate a powerful transformation in your financial life. When you see yourself as a struggler, someone who is constantly battling financial obstacles, the universe will reflect that struggle. It will continue to send you situations where you feel stuck, limited, and blocked. But when you shift your identity to become the commander of divine wealth, you step into a whole new reality, a reality where money and abundance flow to you effortlessly. Let's explore the difference between these two identities, the struggler and the commander. The struggler believes that wealth is scarce, that money is hard to come by, and that they must work tirelessly to get ahead. They often see money as something to chase, something that's always just out of reach. When they don't have money, they feel frustrated, defeated, and powerless. They might say things like, I'll never get ahead, or money doesn't grow on trees. The struggler's mindset is rooted in lack, and when you operate from a place of lack, wealth becomes something that you will always chase, but never truly attain. Now, let's look at the commander of wealth. The commander sees themselves as an active participant in the flow of money, someone who is in charge of their financial reality. The commander knows that money is energy, and like any energy, It responds to their vibration. They don't chase after wealth, they command it. They declare that wealth is their birthright and that it flows to them effortlessly. The commander knows that wealth is already here, and they step into the identity of someone who is worthy of receiving it. Their thoughts, words, and actions all align with this new identity. The moment you stop chasing wealth and start commanding it, everything changes. The universe responds to your new identity. You begin to attract opportunities, money, and success, not because you're working harder, but because you've stepped into the role of the commander. You are no longer a passive participant in your financial life. You are the one who directs it. Your identity is the foundation upon which your reality is built. If you identify as someone who is always struggling with money, your reality will reflect that. If you identify as someone who is wealthy, abundant, and successful, your reality will begin to mirror that as well. Wealth cannot exceed the identity you hold. If your subconscious believes that you are someone who is always just one step away from financial security, then your reality will continue to show you that. But the moment you shift your identity to become the person who commands wealth, your external world begins to change. Think about the wealthy individuals you admire, whether they are self-made billionaires or successful entrepreneurs. They didn't chase after wealth, they embodied wealth. They stepped into the identity of someone who is naturally aligned with prosperity, and because they aligned with that identity, they didn't need to chase wealth. Wealth came to them effortlessly. You can have the same experience. You can shift your identity from a struggler to a commander of divine wealth. And the moment you do, your reality shifts. Money starts flowing to you. Opportunities begin to open up. The struggle ends, and ease enters your life. Changing your identity is not a slow, gradual process. It's instantaneous. The moment you decide to step into your new identity as a commander of wealth, your entire reality begins to shift. Your thoughts change, your actions change, and the way you relate to money changes. You no longer operate from a place of scarcity and fear. You begin to make decisions as if you are already the person who has everything you desire. This shift in identity is not something you need to wait for. You can decide right now to be the person who is wealthy, to step into the reality of abundance. And the moment you do, the universe aligns with your new identity. Opportunities, people, and situations will begin to show up that support your new abundant identity. One of the most powerful ways to step into your new identity is by speaking it into existence. Speak these words with conviction, as though they are already true. Here are some affirmations that will help you embody the identity of the commander of wealth. I am wealth in motion. Money flows to me effortlessly. I am the channel, not the chaser. Abundance comes to me naturally. I am a magnet for wealth, and wealth is magnetized to me. I walk in the identity of abundance. I am worthy of all the wealth in the universe. I am already wealthy, and everything I desire is already mine. These words are not just affirmations, they are declarations of identity. When you speak them, you are aligning yourself with the truth of your divine inheritance. You are stepping into your role as the commander of wealth, and the universe responds by shifting your reality to match your new identity. Now, I want you to take a moment and declare this affirmation aloud. I am the channel of divine wealth. Feel the power in those words. As you say them, know that you are stepping into your new identity. You are no longer chasing wealth. You are commanding it. Comment below. I am the channel of divine wealth. This simple declaration is your first step in becoming the person who commands wealth, rather than chasing it. In the realm of divine law, obedience is not about perfection. It's about consistency. It's about maintaining a steady, rhythmic flow in your thoughts, words, and actions, day after day. Divine law rewards rhythm, not randomness. This is where so many people go astray. They declare their wealth, speak their abundance, and take action, but only intermittently. They dip in and out of alignment, showing up for their declarations only when it feels convenient or when they see results quickly. But the truth is, wealth is a rhythm. It is not a sudden burst of effort, followed by a return to struggle. It is a consistent, unwavering flow of energy, words, and actions that must be maintained with discipline and faith. Divine law rewards those who remain consistent, those who follow the rhythm of prosperity, day after day with full obedience. When you align with this rhythm, When you speak your truth and declare your abundance every single day, the universe has no choice but to bring you the wealth you've asked for. Let me share with you a powerful truth. Wealth is a rhythm, and the moment you step into it, you will see your reality begin to shift. The key to this transformation is obedience, not to someone or something external, but to the divine laws that govern the flow of prosperity. This is the obedience seal. When you follow the rhythm of wealth with unwavering consistency, you are sealing your financial future in a way that cannot be undone. When we talk about obedience, we're not talking about compliance in the traditional sense. Divine obedience is about aligning yourself daily with the truth of your abundance. It's about showing up every day with the same commitment to speak abundance, to act in abundance, and to believe in abundance. The universe does not respond to randomness. It does not respond to sporadic efforts. It responds to rhythm. When you create a steady, uninterrupted rhythm of abundance, the universe mirrors that rhythm back to you. Many people start strong, declaring their wealth, affirming their abundance, and feeling a surge of motivation. But when the results don't come quickly enough, they lose momentum. They stop speaking their declarations, they stop living in the rhythm of abundance, and their results begin to stall. This is where they falter. The universe cannot bring you the wealth you desire if you are constantly in and out of alignment. The law of rhythm, the law of obedience, requires consistency. It requires daily, unwavering belief in the wealth that is already yours. To help you step into this rhythm of wealth, I'm going to give you a 7-day obedience challenge. This challenge is designed to align you with the divine rhythm of prosperity, to help you reprogram your mind and soul to consistently call forth wealth into your life. For the next 7 days, commit to the following. As soon as you wake up, declare your abundance aloud. Speak it with full authority. I am wealthy. Money flows to me now. I am the channel through which divine wealth moves. Whenever you feel doubt, fear, or scarcity creeping into your thoughts, immediately substitute it with an affirmation of abundance. For example, I am supplied with everything I need. My wealth is already in motion. My financial supply meets every demand on time. Before you go to bed, take a moment to express gratitude for the wealth you received that day, and declare that more is coming tomorrow. I am grateful for the wealth that has come today. Tomorrow, even greater abundance will flow to me. Repeat your affirmations as often as possible. Whenever you can. I walk in rhythm with divine wealth. Money moves when I speak. Commit to doing this every day for 7 days without fail. This challenge is not about perfection. It's about obedience to the rhythm of wealth. Every time you speak your declarations, you are reinforcing the vibration of abundance in your life. Now let's talk about those who dabble in these principles. Dabbling means trying something once or twice, maybe for a few days, and then falling back into old habits of doubt, fear, or scarcity. Dabblers are often the ones who get frustrated when results don't come fast enough. They speak their affirmations sporadically, but they never allow the rhythm of wealth to fully take root in their lives. They stop halfway through, believing it's not working, but in reality they've never given the divine laws the consistency they require. If you want to see wealth in your life, you must stop dabbling. Stop waiting for external signs or instant results. Obedience means showing up every day. It's about making the declaration of wealth a part of your rhythm, just like brushing your teeth or eating breakfast. You do not hesitate. You do not wait for circumstances to change. You are consistent in your belief and your actions. And when you do this, you will begin to see the flow of wealth in ways you never imagined. Wealth is not about working harder or trying to manipulate external circumstances. It's about creating the rhythm that matches the frequency of prosperity. Every declaration you make, every action you take, every belief you hold, must be in harmony with divine law. And when you align with this rhythm, wealth cannot help but flow into your life. It's time to seal your obedience to divine law. It's time to create the rhythm of wealth that will change your life. The 7-day challenge will help you step into this rhythm and build the consistency that wealth requires. As you speak your declarations, feel the power behind each word. Know that your rhythm is being set, and wealth will begin to respond. I want you to commit to this 7-day rhythm challenge. Repeat your affirmations every morning, noon, and night. Create your rhythm of wealth, and let it become the foundation of your life. Type this in the comments. I walk in rhythm. This simple declaration will remind you that wealth is not something you chase, it's something you command, and when you walk in rhythm with divine abundance, money cannot resist you. It will flow effortlessly, and your reality will shift in alignment with the wealth you have already called into being. Imagine for a moment that wealth obeys your every word. Picture waking up each day, not with worry or fear about money, but with a sense of overflow, an abundance so vast, so natural, that it becomes the air you breathe. What if money no longer felt like a constant struggle, but like a flow, a current of divine supply that moves with you, responds to you, and expands at your command? This is the life of someone who speaks wealth into existence every single day. They don't chase money, they command it. They don't worry about how to make ends meet. They know that divine timing is always on their side, and everything they need is already on its way. They live in a state of freedom, not just financial freedom, but the freedom that comes from knowing that the universe is abundant and always provides. In this life, money is not something to work for, it is something to receive. It flows effortlessly, like a river that never runs dry. This person gives freely, because they know that as they give, more is always returned to them. They are not bound by fear of loss. Instead, they are rooted in the certainty of divine provision. Now, contrast this vision with the life of someone who has never learned to obey these laws. They are constantly struggling with money, running from one financial crisis to the next. They work harder, hustle longer, but never seem to get ahead. They are always chasing wealth, but never catching it. Their life is marked by lack, by scarcity, and by the fear of never having enough. They may speak of abundance, but their actions, thoughts, and words are not aligned with the rhythm of prosperity. This is the life of someone who has not learned to obey the divine laws of wealth. They are living in contradiction, and the universe is simply reflecting that back to them. The wealth they desire feels far away, unreachable, because they are not in alignment with the rhythm that brings wealth to their door. But now, imagine that everything changes for you the moment you decide to obey divine law. You begin to speak wealth with conviction. You declare that your words are law, and you align yourself with the divine frequency of abundance. And just like that, your life begins to shift. You begin to notice things you never noticed before. Opportunities for wealth flow to you effortlessly. You attract people, circumstances, and events that align with your desires. The struggles of the past fade into the background, and you step into a new reality, a reality where wealth flows with ease. You no longer have to work hard for it because you have learned that wealth responds to the rhythm of obedience. Imagine waking up and knowing that everything you need is already on its way. You wake up to your bank account growing, to unexpected checks arriving in the mail, to clients and opportunities knocking on your door. You live in a state of overflow, and every area of your life begins to reflect the wealth you've claimed. This is the power of one declaration. When you speak with full conviction, when you obey the divine laws of prosperity, the universe responds instantly. Transformation is inevitable. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Wealth is not a mystery. It is not something for the lucky few or the exceptionally talented. It is a law that works for anyone who is willing to speak it, to believe it, and to live it. When you make the decision to obey divine law, wealth becomes the natural outcome of your alignment. It's as simple as that. Now I want you to take a moment and cast a vision for your life. Close your eyes if you can, and picture a future where wealth obeys your every word. Picture waking up to financial freedom, to a life where you have all the money you need, not just for yourself, but to give freely to others, to invest in your dreams, to create opportunities for those around you. See yourself living in overflow, a life where abundance is no longer something you strive for, but something you simply receive. In this life, money is not a burden, it is a blessing. It is a tool for freedom, for joy, and for service. You don't chase it. You command it. You are the channel, not the beggar. You are the commander, not the servant. What does that look like for you? What does wealth look like in your life? How does it feel to be abundant, to be in the flow of divine provision? I want you to visualize your desire right now, picture it clearly in your mind, and feel the excitement of it coming to fruition. Type below, by divine law, I receive, insert desire. This is not just a statement, It's a declaration of your new reality. By typing it, you are committing to receive, you are announcing to the universe that you are ready to step into the life of abundance that is already yours. Wealth is a rhythm. When you speak in alignment with divine law, wealth is inevitable. The transformation is happening right now, and it's happening for you. Obey the rhythm, speak the words of abundance, and watch as the universe responds with wealth, freedom, and divine timing. There is one declaration, one phrase that holds the power to completely transform your financial reality. It is not a complex formula or a series of steps that need to be followed. It is simply this: because I obey divine law, money cannot ignore me. This is the 1 billionaire declaration that, when spoken with full conviction, activates the divine forces of abundance in your life. It is a powerful, authoritative statement that aligns your words, actions, and vibration with the rhythm of wealth. This declaration is not just a hopeful wish, it is a command that sends ripples through the universe, aligning all the energies around you with the truth of your wealth. Let's break down why this declaration is so powerful. First, notice the word obey. It's important to understand that divine law is not something you work against. It is something you align with. When you obey divine law, you are aligning yourself with the natural flow of the universe. You are no longer fighting for what is already yours. You are simply positioning yourself to receive what is freely available. Second, the phrase "money cannot ignore me" affirms that you are in charge. You are not a passive observer of your financial circumstances. You are commanding wealth, directing it to you through the power of your declaration. You are telling the universe, I have aligned myself with divine law, and therefore I expect wealth to flow to me. Money cannot ignore my command. This is not a plea for wealth, it is a command for wealth to come to you. When you speak this declaration, you are not just repeating words, you are engraving these words into your subconscious mind, into your body, and into your daily speech. Your subconscious mind is the ultimate creator of your reality. By repeating this declaration with full belief, you reprogram your subconscious to accept wealth as your natural state. To make this declaration truly powerful, it must become part of your daily rhythm. Just like brushing your teeth or having your morning coffee, your declaration should be an unshakable part of your daily routine. You should speak it aloud every morning as soon as you wake up, throughout the day, and just before bed. When you declare, because I obey divine law, money cannot ignore me, feel the power of those words in your body. Let them resonate through every cell of your being. Let them vibrate through your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. This declaration is not just an affirmation, it is an embodiment of your wealth. Speak it until it feels natural. Speak it until it becomes your new identity. This is where the power lies. Wealth is not something you chase, it is something you embody. And this declaration is the key to stepping into that embodiment. To truly unlock the full potential of this declaration, you must repeat it in different variations, emphasizing its rhythm and flow. Here are a few variations to keep your subconscious engaged. Because I align with divine law, money cannot ignore me. I am in harmony with divine law, and money must flow to me. I obey the law of abundance, and wealth moves toward me effortlessly. I declare divine law over my finances, and money cannot deny me. By repeating these variations, you engage your mind and body in the rhythm of wealth. You reinforce the belief that money is naturally drawn to you when you are in alignment with divine law. The more you speak these declarations, the more your subconscious begins to accept them as your reality. And when your subconscious accepts this truth, the universe must obey. I want you to pause this video right now and declare this aloud 7 times. Because I obey divine law, money cannot ignore me. Say it with conviction. Feel the power in those words. Allow them to settle deep within you. Let them become a part of your identity. Once you've said it 7 times, type this in the comments. Money cannot ignore me. By typing this, you are affirming your commitment to the truth of this declaration. You are declaring to the universe that you are aligned with divine law and wealth must flow to you. Remember, this is not a one-time affirmation. It is a life-changing declaration that you must repeat daily. The more you say it, the more you will believe it. The more you believe it, the more you believe it, the more you will be reflected in your life. Wealth will begin to flow to you effortlessly, as if it cannot help but obey you. As we come to the end of this transformative journey, I want to leave you with a gentle yet powerful blessing, one that seals the truth of everything we've spoken today. You are not here by accident. You are not listening to this by chance. You are here because the universe has aligned to remind you of your divine inheritance, and that inheritance is wealth. In this moment, I affirm that you are worthy of all the abundance the universe has to offer. Wealth is your birthright. It is not something you have to chase or beg for. It is yours, already waiting for you to claim it. You are worthy of this divine flow, and you are ready to step into the life of overflow, freedom, and ease that has always been waiting for you. You are the commander of your wealth, the one who speaks it into existence with authority, and I bless you now to walk forward in covenant with divine law, knowing that the laws we've spoken today are not just teachings, they are your truth. They are already alive within you, ready to manifest in your life as you continue to obey the rhythm of abundance. I bless you with wealth that flows effortlessly, with opportunities that appear at the perfect time, with the courage to continue speaking your truth, and the faith to act as though it is already done. May you remember that with every word you speak, you are aligning yourself with the divine, and the universe must respond. As you step into your new reality, know that this transformation is already happening. You are not waiting for wealth to come to you, it has already begun its journey to you. The universe is always working in your favor, always aligning with your divine declaration. Now I seal these 7 laws within you. I affirm that the law of the word, the law of circulation, the law of assumption, the law of tithing, the law of agreement, the law of identity, and the law of obedience are now active in your life. You will see them work for you. You will see them manifest in ways that you never thought possible. Your wealth is assured. And finally, I bless the billionaire declaration. Because I obey divine law, money cannot ignore me. As you speak this daily, may it become the truth of your life, and may it carry you forward in divine rhythm, attracting wealth beyond measure. Stay in rhythm with this new reality. Your wealth is already here, and your obedience to these laws will bring it to you effortlessly. If this message resonated with you, I invite you to like, share, and subscribe. When you do, you're not just supporting this channel, you are staying in rhythm with the flow of divine wealth. You are keeping yourself aligned with abundance, and you are sharing this truth with the world. May you walk forward in divine abundance, and may your words and actions align with your wealth today and always. So it is.